All right. Google just did something wild. They took those long, boring PDFs sitting in your drive and turned them into podcasts. Not joking. You open a PDF, you click a button. 5 minutes later, you got audio you can listen to on your drive to work. This is the same tech from NotebookLM that everyone went crazy over, except now it's baked right into Google Drive. No extra steps, no copying files around, just click and listen. Your 50-page report just became a 5-minute podcast. And I'm about to show you exactly how to use this right now, because if you're like me and you've got a million PDFs that you need to read but never have time, this changes everything. Let me walk you through what just dropped and how you can start using it today. So here's what happened. Google pushed out this new feature called AI-powered audio overviews. It's powered by Gemini, and it takes your PDFs and turns them into conversational audio summaries. Not some robot reading every word, actual podcast-style summaries where it sounds like someone's explaining the key points to you, like you're sitting with a friend who read the whole thing and they're giving you the highlights. The audio is usually between 2 and 10 minutes, depending on how long your document is. A 50-page report might give you a 5 or 6 minute overview. A shorter document might only need 2 or 3 minutes. The AI doesn't read the whole thing word for word. It picks out the main ideas, the important stuff, and packages it up so you can actually understand what matters without spending an hour reading. Now let me show you where you'll actually see this in Drive. When you open a PDF in Google Drive on the web, you'll see a new option to create an audio overview. Sometimes it's a button right there. Sometimes you trigger it through the Gemini side panel. Either way, you click it and Gemini starts working. Here's the cool part. Once you generate the audio, Google saves it back into your Drive, usually in a folder called Audio Overviews. So you can find it later. You can share it, you can listen to it again, and you don't have to sit there waiting for it to finish. Google sends you an email when the audio is ready. So you can start the process, go do something else, and come back when it's done. The audio itself sounds really natural. It's not just text to speech. Gemini creates this conversational briefing style, like a podcast host walking you through the document. If you've used NotebookLM's audio overview feature, you know exactly what vibe this is. It's two AI voices having a conversation about your document. They're explaining the key points, they're highlighting what matters, they're making it easy to understand, and it's not reading line by line. That would be useless. Instead, it condenses everything down. It pulls out the structure, the main arguments, the action points, the stuff you actually care about. So you can get the gist of a huge document in a few minutes instead of spending an hour trying to skim through it yourself. I'll see you in there. Let me show you how this works with a real example. Say you've got a 50-page industry report sitting in your Drive. You need to know what's in it before a meeting, but you don't have time to read the whole thing. You open it in Drive, you hit the button to create an audio overview. Gemini starts generating. A few minutes later, you get the email, the audio is ready, you open the audio overviews folder, there's your file, you hit play, and now you're listening to a 5 or 6 minute summary that covers the key findings, the main trends, the important takeaways. You can listen on your phone, in your car, while you're getting ready anywhere. And by the time you get to the meeting, you know what's in that report without reading a single page. The tone is natural, the pacing is good, and it actually captures what matters in the document. It's not perfect. Sometimes it might miss a detail. Sometimes it might oversimplify, but for getting the big picture fast, it's incredible. Right now, it's focused on text-heavy PDFs that you view on the web version of Drive. Mobile support is expected later. More languages are coming. But for now, if you want to use this, you need to open your PDF on the web, and it needs to be in English. So who should actually use this? Let me break down the use cases, because this isn't just a fun toy. This is actually useful for real work. If you're a knowledge worker, this is huge. Think about how many long client decks you get, contracts, reports, research documents, stuff you need to know about but don't have time to read. Now you can preview them as audio right before a meeting or on your commute. You can get the overview, know what questions to ask, show up prepared without spending hours reading. If you're a student or researcher, this is perfect for academic papers. You can turn research papers and reports into quick audio summaries, listen to them while you review, use them for literature reviews, get through more papers in less time, and you still have the full document if you need to dig deeper later. If you're a creator or marketer, think about repurposing. You can turn white papers into audio briefs, take those briefs and expand them into scripts, use them for newsletters, turn them into podcast segments. This gives you another format to work with, another way to consume and reuse content. And here's something people aren't talking about enough: accessibility. Not everyone wants to read long documents on a screen. Some people learn better by listening. Some people have trouble reading dense text. This makes content more accessible. You can listen while you work, while you commute, while you exercise, while you're doing chores. It fits into your life instead of demanding you sit down and focus for an hour. Google is pushing audio features across the board. They're adding audio to docs. They're building it into Gemini. They want workspace to be more conversational. And this is a big step in that direction. Now, let's talk about quality, because you're probably wondering how good these summaries actually are. Early reviewers say they captured the structure pretty well. They get the key arguments, they pull out action points, they give you a solid overview. But they're not perfect. Sometimes they oversimplify. Sometimes they miss nuances. If you're dealing with something legal or compliance related, don't rely only on the audio. Use it as a preview, get the overview. Then dive into the full PDF when you need the details. On the privacy side, this respects your workspace security settings. Gemini features follow your admin controls. If you're an admin, you can manage or restrict these features for your organization. Google isn't training on your private documents. The audio generation happens within your workspace environment. Best practice? Treat this like a preview tool. It's amazing for getting the gist, for knowing what's in a document, for deciding if you need to read the whole thing, but don't make big decisions based only on the audio. Use it to save time, then go deeper when you need to. Here's where this gets really interesting. You can pair this with Gemini in Drive for written summaries too. Open a PDF, generate an audio overview. Also ask Gemini to give you a written summary. Ask follow-up questions, extract action items. You're using AI to understand the document from multiple angles, and this is just the beginning. Right now it's PDFs only, but this could expand to other file types, more languages. Imagine this working on Word docs, spreadsheets, presentations. The potential is huge. You could even automate this. Set up workflows that batch convert recurring reports into weekly audio briefings for your team. Everyone gets the audio, everyone stays updated, nobody has to spend hours reading. So, should you turn this on now? If you're on an eligible workspace plan or Google One AI tier, absolutely enable it. Test it on your heaviest PDFs this week. See how it fits into your workflow. If you're an executive drowning in reports, this is for you. If you're a student trying to get through research papers, use this. If you're a researcher doing literature reviews, this saves time. If you're a content creator looking for new formats, this gives you options. This is one of those features that seems small but changes how you work. It saves time. It makes information more accessible.